Here's Untold History, United States, the biography by Oliver Stone, titled Episode 7, titled Johnson, Nixon in the Vietnam War. This is basically a little Oliver Stone's version of what happened in the Vietnam War. Here's a man who basically served in a platoon in the Vietnam War, made a few movies about the Vietnam War, and now this is his true kind of political side of it. He kind of ends the movie with this kind of quote where basically he says, "History will be repeated until past messages are told in a clear way." And basically what he's saying, his hypothesis or his thesis statement of this episode is that the Vietnam War is still not told in its correct version because everybody is trying to hide certain things. And we're, as Americans or even Canadians, we're told that the Americans lost the war. And basically Oliver Stone's basically saying that that's not really true. The Americans won, basically won all the battles. They just didn't take over North Vietnamese because they were underestimated. These guys, they're not going to go anywhere. They killed 2.5 million Vietnamese people compared to the 58,000 American soldiers that we still have harp on. We're still worrying about. Kind of like years later, 2.5 million, 58,000 soldiers. And what they underestimate is that the Vietnamese is just, they don't care. They're just going to keep on procreating, bringing out new soldiers, and they're going to fight the battle till they don't care how if their country was destroyed. And that's why Americans finally eventually lost, because they never lost the war. They just didn't get the rhetoric what they wanted, because what they wanted was they dominated South America. They got all like Brazil, Argentina, Dominican Republic to do what they wanted to do. They basically let them make them capitalistic. Took all their goods and trades. They had some good fair trade. They made a lot of money from those countries, and they wanted the same thing with Asia. So a lot of countries like Indonesia kind of like, okay, you can do whatever you want, America, and that's what they wanted with Vietnam. And Vietnam was like, no, we're not going to allow you to do that. And that's what the war was about. It was about greed. It was about Americans trying to get the rhetoric, and it basically, of course, they used the whole we're worried about communist angle. And that's what Oliver Stone's trying to say in this documentary, which is very fascinating, and he's just railing against these U.S. presidents in every single documentary. That's my review.